Welcome, everyone. My name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, coming to you with a 411 of the shenanigans as above, so below. I wrote quite a few things up on my Facebook today, and just because I know, I know there's tension and everything in right now, but I want to get into the astrology of it, and let's look into some of the astrology first. So, pulling up some of my notes that I have done. And so what are some of the things, and then we're going to do a little bit of a reading today and get into it. So first of all, one of the things that I noticed that's really is kind of like a tornado is Algo and Uranus. So Uranus is disruption, revolution, breakthroughs, rebellion, and awakening. Algo is the blinking demon star, historically tied to intense themes, uncontrolled rage, wild feminine power, losing one's head, both metaphorically and literally. It's linked to Medusa. So we have, and this is in Taurus. So we have Uranus coming up with a conjunction with Algo. So let's look at the positives to this. So some of the positives here are breakthroughs around survival, money, body, sovereignty. So this is really a good time to look at what you are wanting to do, your survival mode going forward. How are you going to go forward with it? What is your body of sovereignty? So your values, empowerment, or marginalized or demonized forces. Think of reclaiming your power, because we're very much at this is pattern disrupting right now, and patterns are getting disrupted. And with those patterns that are getting disrupted, they're letting them go. You know, the lesson's been learned. We've learned a lesson. What do we need to do within our lives to move forward? And looking at how we are wanting to go forward, and think of reclaiming the power. And with people have been shamed or cast aside, and looking at how you have felt within your own individual life, of how you feel like you've been cast and shamed or set aside. So this is like a really wonderful time of reevaluation, of looking at your own sovereignty. And this is about looking about what you, all right, and how that is related to the world around it. This is pattern disrupting. We got a lot of patterns that are disrupting at this time. So we also have a revolutionary energy for artists, healers, bodyworks, and environmentalists. Great time. Go get a Reiki. Go sit in a salt room. This is where it's like really evolutionary time when it comes to different healings, different modalities that are coming in, and looking at new types of body work. So if you're getting downloads, if you're getting information, get your journal out, get your writing out, start allowing yourself to really step into that, because as the environment is changing, the world is changing around us. There's some really crazy more energies that are coming in at this time. And this is really important for us to really look at these shifts, this energy that's coming in, and shattering toxic old systems. So greed is good. Structures could be challenged by grassroots movements demanding true sustainability. All right, let's look at that. Let's look at the new ways of doing things. How you grow your plants, what kind of soil. Are you making your own soil? My dad used to make his own soil. And he had these styrofoam um, things. I'm going to call them things, but they all had these little holes in them that he would make his own soil. They'd have drainage at the bottom, and he'd put his own soil, and then he put the seeds in of what he's growing. He grew cedar trees. He grew oak trees. He grew some massive things. And I mean, in the house that he used to live in, there was a cedar tree that he grew, two or three of them that he grew from seed. And they're today, I would say they're taller than the house. So they're up over 20 feet, you know? So this is where it's like, look at what you are wanting to plant. And some of the things that you're planting, you may not get the results right away. It might take a few years to get the full results of what it is that you are trying to create. So this is shattering old ways, old thoughts. So you might thinking, well, this never works for me. This doesn't. Let's step out into a new. Let's step out into something more positive and change that around, and change that frequency within them. Styrofoam coolers could be, yeah, sure. Well, that's what they are. I have no idea, but this is what you have to start looking at now. With that, with that, there's challenges that are going to come with all of this. Extreme volatility. I got to be able to speak today. Financial markets, food supply chains, climate, all very shaky. So right now, what you're going to be seeing. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Things that you're going to be seeing is that right now, when it comes to shipments from China to the this is in the States, but even um, from to Canada, because of the amount of tariffs and everything, because people aren't going to be ordering it much. So it takes 30 days. It takes 30 days for a ship to get from China to California, a little bit longer for it to reach Seattle, and a little bit longer for it to reach Vancouver. So we have where things might have seemed okay, economy a little bit looking like it's good, because people have bought things before the tariffs. Now things are going to be a little bit, disruptive. This is where you're going to find where prices are going to get up. If you order things from Temu or Shein or any of those, and I know some of you are going to tell me, "Oh, I never order that." I don't. Whatever. It's like you're going to see an extra tariff, or you're going to see an extra cost on whatever you order. You're going to eventually see that on other things, even on Amazon, depending where it's coming from. All right. So this is where you're going to see when it comes to, and even with the food supply chains, on where your food comes from. Right. Are you eating from what they say, within your own area, and buying only local? And a lot of times it's like, if you're a vegan, it's very difficult to be a vegan in the prairie provinces. Sorry, we don't grow enough food, especially in the wintertime, for you to survive on just eating vegan food, per se. So things are going to be a little bit shaky. So you're going to see a lot of shakiness. Now, this Uranus and Uranus brings in unpredictability. Things are going to be very unpredictable with it. And this is where you're going to find that you are going to be needing to look for solutions, ending patterns, right? Sudden explosive anger, things, people aren't going to be happy. People aren't, people are going to be a little bit pissed. People may lash out when they feel their survival is threatened. So a lot more anger that's going to be around. And it's for you to be aware of this anger, for you to understand that that anger is there, right? And even the anger that you might be feeling inside your own self, and addressing that anger, right? Admitting, yeah, you know what? I'm really pissed off. I'm really upset. I'm really this. Do not spiritually bypass it and say, oh, poo poo, whatever. This is really important for you to look at the truth of how you're feeling. Loss of grounding, massive instability. So this is where feeling lost and anxious is going to be, people are going to be feeling it. Now you could take it to the earth too, because this is Taurus energy. Massive shifts are going to be happening. People are going to be feeling those massive shifts, right? And looking at those massive shifts. And this is where you're going to be you're going to have to understand that, there's going to be earthquakes, there's going to be volcanoes, there's going to be tornadoes, twisters, all kinds of things that are going to be happening. And we're going to be hearing about them even more. And this is going to be, some are natural, some are unnatural. All right. It's the world that we live in. We also have within, in England right now, and I didn't vote on this, I didn't have a say in this, but they're wanting to block out the sun. What is that going to do with the food supply chain? How is that going to affect you, me, people in the United States, people all over the world, right? So we're going to be seeing these types of things, and especially when it comes to climate, that means we could go down a degree or even 2 degrees, and that is dramatic when it comes to the earth and the climate. So these are all very shaky. This is all very volatile. You're going to be hearing about this more and more coming out into the even mainstream media talking about this. And so you're going to be hearing a lot more about this. And this is where it comes in. Now we go back up. How can I grow things differently? Do I have grow lamps? And I'm thinking, hey, that's a good idea. What kind of grow lamps do I need so I can grow my own? I mean, my space is too small for things, but I could grow little things, like little plants and stuff like that in and around my little apartment. But if you can do hydroponics, if you could do anything like that, that would be absolutely fabulous, right? So that you're able to grow these things all year round for yourself. This is where it's like if you only have a patio or something like that, grow something out on your patio. And so this is start taking control over the situations when they feel volatile, when they feel like they're all over the place. Things are shaky. And we have this week we do have the square coming up with the moon and the sun. So things are going to be spinning. This is the last week for all planets direct. And everything's coming out of its shadow. So we have Jupiter coming out of its shadow, we have Mars coming out of its shadow, Mercury coming out of shadow, Venus coming out of shadow. Growing potatoes in laundry basket. Perfect. Yeah. Do like these are things of taking control. Now, potentially literal earth eruptions, as I said. So this is about preparedness. This is about looking at how can I be prepared for things. Just one second. I got to let my dog out. There you go. So this is about looking at literally all the preparedness. Woo! Sit my fat ass down on what you can do and how I can take that control and put that control back into my realm. This is my sovereignty, right? So we have these different eruptions that are happening. They are when you have these conjunctions, especially with Uranus. Uranus is unexpected. Elgo is a fixed star. It's not moving anywhere. Uranus doesn't move very fast. We have this, and Uranus will eventually go retrograde, and it will come back to this point. So remember that. So this is where it's like we are in a period of great transformation, great change in this world. And it's not like where one person is going to come down and save us, or this one person is going to be the be all end all and save us. No, that's not how it works. It comes back to our own sovereignty, our connections, our own being, how powerful we are as individuals and as a community. So looking at those commitments of what it is that you are wanting. So this is pattern disrupting. So these patterns are going to be disrupting and it's going to be ending for new things. We're on the edge. We're on the edge of shit, people. And then we have this Venus. Oh, this lovely Venus. As she passes out of Pisces, goes into Aries, and she does not like Aries, right? And she's the one of love, beauty, value, art, connection. Neptune, dreams, illusions, dissolving boundaries, spirituality, and fantasies. He's going to break things down. So when he's going into Aries, this is like, I'm breaking down shit. I'm breaking down the fire and the courage and the raw instinct. I'm breaking this down so that we can have something grounded and something more. But in breaking down, it's chaos. It's craziness. It's frustration. We want to, with a romantic idealism and passionate inspiration, we want to like fall head over heels in love with someone or an idea or a creative project. We want to feel that. And it can be there. It's there when we let go of whatever is holding us back from allowing us to have it. That spiritual fire, deep motivation for acts of compassion, art, and mysticism. bravery in love and faith. So you're going to find people that are going to stand up. They're going to fight this. They're going to say that is their calling. Not everybody's called to do that. Not everybody's called to stand up and say, this is what we're going to do, or start a revolution. And I'm not saying start a revolution by fighting or beating somebody up, but starting a revolution of change, bringing it. That could be the person who says, hey, you know what? I got a garage that I don't use, and I'm going to, contact my neighbor, and we're going to have a little grow up, in the backyard. There was this woman, this is quite a few years ago, and she lost her job, and I think this is quite a few years ago, and her only mode of transportation was either the bus or her bike, right? And she needed to do something, so she saw that her neighbor, who was an older woman, couldn't get out, so she went and knocked on her door. She goes, "Can I help you with your backyard? I love gardening. I love to do that. I really don't have the space where I'm at." She said, "Sure. How much do I pay? Do you need to be paid?" She said, "No, I just need to keep active." That's what she said. "I just need to keep active." So she redid the lady's backyard, right? She's not a horticulturist or anything. She's just doing something she really loved. The neighbor next to her said, "Hey, how did you do that? Like, that looks really cool. Can you come and help me?" And she goes, "Yeah, I can. Sure, I can." So she started that one. And the person gave her some money to do it. And then somebody else saw it. So she, from doing something very small, minute, she didn't think anything of it. She ended up having to cycle all the way around the neighborhood into different neighbors. And someone noticed that, she ended up with a little cart behind her bike and pulling it with all her equipment and everything, going from yard to yard to yard to doing this. That this another guy, who's an older gentleman, spotted her doing this and seen all that he goes, "Can I give you a hand? I'm not doing anything." And he had an old truck in the back. He goes, "You can throw the stuff in the truck. I can drive you around. I can give you a hand. I don't need any money." That's what he said to her. "I don't need any money." And she goes, "Well, I can't I'll pay for your gas." And he goes, "Okay, where do we have to go?" So they plotted out all the different clients that they started to have. And she started her own little gardening business just by helping out a neighborhood, just by taking that risk, right? People have gifts. You have gifts. My gift is the gift of gab. My gift is the astrology, is being a spiritualist. That's my gift. Coming here and trying to motivate you and help you along a path that is kind of crazy at this time. So fall starts. This is what we're going to have. Aries wants to charge ahead. Neptune wants to dissolve, right? So he wants to charge ahead. I want to do this. It's a ruler of Mars. Mars is in fire right now. He's in Leo. I want to go. I want to do things, right? But you leap towards something of a mirage like. So something feels like, yeah, I'm going to get it, but it's not exactly there yet. So there's still some work behind the scenes, still some work that we have to do. It's not just all forces, we're going to march and go forward. No, we got some stuff to do. We got some things that we need to look at. So looking at the boundary problems, loss of health, healthy self-protection, especially when it comes to financial and emotional. So a lot of people are going to be feeling lost. A lot of people are going to feel like they need extra protection. And we're going to find it, especially around the financial. The financial system is really going to be shaky. So things around the financial, the economy, where it might look like it's good right now, where things are going to get really, really tight. So this is where if you know things about gardening, if you know things about planting, share it out with people. Right? Say, "Hey, take a picture of the shit that you're doing and say, this is what I did. Maybe you can do this too." Right? Or if you have somebody who's made it for you, maybe that person could make it and then sell it to other people. Right? There's just so much things that people could be doing and innovative ideas, to do these things. Don't let something that just happened stop you or freeze you from going ahead and doing what it is that you love. Scandals are going to be huge. Huge scandals. Oh my God. If you love the gossip, man, this is going to be the time. Venus Neptune can sometimes reveal hidden areas of fraud, betrayal, and once the rosy glow wears off. So in comes things that are going to be revealed. Things are going to come open, right? People, you thought that you could hide. All of a sudden, it's like, whoops, oh no, no more hiding. There was a senator in where is it? It's in the States, a senator, and he was Mr. Like, oh, look at me, I'm such a good guy, I'm such this. There was a sting operation, and he just got arrested. He's I don't remember what state he was in. I just saw this briefly, but he was arrested for trying to pick up a child for prostitution. Wow. And I'm just like, of course, these are the kinds of shit that's going to come out. So if somebody's in high status, shit's going to get revealed, right? Things are going to start coming out. So this is massive reset, and especially around our values, our love and our connection. That Taurus and Venus. Venus rules Taurus, right? She's a dispositor. And then we have this Pluto energy with Uranus, he rules Aquarius. That brings in an activation, that the activist, I need to go out and I need to fight for this. I need to set things right. Pluto wants to get to the base of this and wants to, really look at what is the transformation and changes we can really make in this world. And how does that look? This is wild freedom versus beautiful illusions. This is the wildness. This is the craziness that comes in. So we got to grab it. We got to go with it. It's massive reset moment, especially around our values, as I said. And that Uranus algo is like rip the old roots out of the ground and set the fields on fire. That's, it's like, we're going to go with this. It's like the Vikings have landed on the shores and we're bringing in our shit. We're going to start making some changes here. And the Venus Neptune is like, chase your fantasies full speed with no helmet on. I had that vision. Of just like, yeah, we're racing ahead, but we're not taking the safety precautions, right? So things are going to feel a little crazy. Things are going to feel a little bit all over the place. So stay grounded, but be flexible. Be cautious about what seems too good to be true, especially when it comes to love and finances. Protect your energetic body, right? So go and look for healers, look for ways, right? To how can I heal myself? That's the Taurus theme. And expect major breakthroughs. If you stay awake and don't get lost in the fantasy or the rage. Don't get lost in the rage. Don't get lost in the craziness or the fantasies. It's karmic, it's fierce, it's astrology, right? It's the kind of this is the astrology that writes history books. This is the one that an astrologer is going to look back and say, hey, this is what happened at this time. Oh shit, look at it happened at this. Oh, we could see those sequences. We could see that. So we need to stay sovereign, stay clear, and stay compassionate, but stay real with who you are. That's where we're at. That's where this energy is moving forward with. And not to get so hot and heated with everything. And because the planets are moving direct right now, we're coming out of shadow is no joke. It's like a whole universe hitting play after months of buffering, right? And that Uranus on algo's not just change, it's primal, unstoppable, and it's a metamorphosis. So we're going to tune in to this energy and allow ourselves some beautiful growth with it. This is where you might find that your world is looking chaotic and crazy and things are out of control. And that's where it needs to be. in order for you to find the direction and start allowing yourself to step over that edge, right? And in stepping over that edge is where we're heading. Um, this morning, I looked at a tarot spread to do, and it's where we are now. It's an energetic shot of where we are now. So the first card I pull, I did this morning, but I'm going to redo it again. So I'll probably get different cards. But this morning, the first card I pulled was the Tower card. No surprise. Structures that no longer serve us are falling, right? That's where we're at. Things that are no longer divine with us are falling apart. And it feels chaotic. The Tower card always feels chaotic. And what is leaving? We look at, well, what is leaving? It's like the Eight of Swords, right? And it's the Eight of Swords reversed. We're paralyzed. We're upset. We don't know what we're doing. We feel trapped. We're in a mental prison. The fear are being unlocked. We're no longer as stuck as we think. We can move forward at any time. And what's emerging, of course, after the Tower comes the Star. New dreams are forming, being more authentic, more aligned, deeply healing. And with that, we have the Queen of Pentacles, of course, because she nurtures the home, she nurtures the body, she rules Taurus. She wants the finer things. She wants something tangible. She wants the food, the goodness, something really good to eat. Earth yourself to what stands the emotional and cosmic storms. And with that, with the hidden blessings are the Judgment, awakening. Judgment card I always have problems with, because you see everybody coming out of the coffin, and it's like, when I saw the Judgment card come out this morning, I was like, oh, what the hell? What do you mean judgment? And then I remember it's transformation and change. It's this time of massive soul call. You are being asked to rise into the highest version. It's not just survival, it's resurrection. And that's Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius gets to the root. It is a phoenix. It is a resurrection. He'll be going retrograde on Monday, of great change and transformation. We are answering a cosmic invitation to live differently and more freely and more aligned. You might not feel it. The chaos is real, but what rises from it is healing, purpose, and destiny. So stay grounded in your body and values, the Taurus wisdom. Trust that your soul choice, this timeline, right? Trust that your soul choice, this timeline, because you're ready for this exact transition. You've been called here. You've been asked to come here. I wrote, since I've been doing a lot of journaling lately, and I just did my journal, my magical journal journaling workshop, and we start on May 1st if you're interested in joining me. And in that, I've been getting such inspiration, such downloads that I've never gotten before for a long time. It feels like cobwebs are coming out of my brain. And I wrote some of them out today that I wrote out. And here's an affirmation of the mantra that I want to share with you for a moment. So I just want you to take a moment. Hopefully you're not driving, but just take a moment and just close your eyes. And I want you to just take this moment, and we're just going to do some nice deep breaths in and out, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just let things go. Just let it go. I stand rooted in the truth of my soul. I welcome change with courage and grace. What falls away frees me. What rises up renews me. I am guided. I am grounded. I am ready. Blessed be everybody. You all have such a fabulous day, and may the Lord and Lady watch over you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. You've pulled the 10 of Swords 3 times this week. Wow. Well, that's telling you something, right? Things are ending. The 10 of Swords is ending. 10 of Swords is hard. It's a hard one because everything is done. You can't do anything more. This is like you're starting new. This is like everything is done. All the swords are in your back. That's done. It's done. No more. So blessed be everybody. And we'll talk to you soon. You want to book a reading? Definitely get a hold of me. God bless and the goddess bless you. Bye bye.